Important information before we start today's video. The image is a little bit cropped for the first game because it is taken off of my live stream and I kind of fucked up the cropping of the video, so it is a little bit more zoomed in so you can't see the entire thing. Just to let you know, that's only gonna be for the first game. From the second game onwards, it's gonna be completely fine. Just to let you know. Hey there, dear Runeterra community, and welcome back to another Legends of Runeterra video. One for each patch, it seems. And today, we're gonna play a little bit of ranked. It's actually footage that I took off of my live stream. So if you want to watch the entirety of the live stream, then you can do so on twitch.tv/thelovegiant. Link is obviously in the description below. And yeah, today we played, actually the plan was, I wanted to play a little bit of one of my new favorite archetypes actually, which is Ezreal Swain, because as you know, Ezreal got changed, I would say. He got buffed and also a little bit weakened, and playing him with Swain is extremely fun to do. But, you know, I took a look at my dailies and it said something about deep sea creatures, and I was like, okay, let's play some deep. And then I ended up playing a deep version 3.0, as you can see in the video title, by the way. It is the most recent version that MegaMogwai played on his channel, and it is with the introduction of Fish Market, aka the Slaughterdocks. And I played deep a little bit on my channel. It is actually my favorite archetype. Every time I play another archetype, by the way, I fell in love with Tam Raka. Played like 8 games. I won the first 3. I was like, yeah, Tahm Kench is the best thing ever, and then lost 6 games in a row, and I was like, fuck this shit. Back to Nautilus. Nautilus never disappoints, that's for sure. So, what are we gonna play? And I hope I'm gonna edit it out, because, you know, we are at Bronze 4, and our goal is actually to go to Silver, to Gold, maybe. But first roadblock is obviously gonna be to Bronze 3. So we're gonna see if we manage to do that. So how is the list gonna look like? It is the exact same list that MegaMogwai played. Link is also gonna be in the description below, by the way. Of course, the best thing ever for deep. The first one drop, the only one drop we have, is obviously the Dredgers. When he's summoned, you toss 3. If you don't know, by the way, the deep archetype is you toss. There's no milling in Runeterra, like traditional milling. There is, you know, if you look at Swain's channel, he's playing mill, but for normal people, there is no mill. There is only tossing, and tossing means you mill yourself in order to get your creatures bigger. This whole thing is about like deep sea creatures, and deep sea creatures get buffed when you are deep, which means if you have 15 or less cards left in your deck. So, you need tossing. What do you need for toss? And for tossing, we have our number 1 drop. I think before it was actually a 2-1, or was it a 1-2? Something like that. It got nerfed to a 1-1, but obviously it's still a cornerstone for the early game for deep. It's a 1-1 Dredgers. When he's summoned, you toss 3. Then we have Yedison, a 3-off, which tosses 4, and it comes in at 1 mana burst speed. We also have Salvage, which I'm not the biggest fan of, but later down the line it can be actually pretty good, because it's still basically mills 4. However, this one comes in at 4 mana, and you toss 2 and then you draw 2. So it's a little bit better than Yedison, but Yedison obviously, you know, you can play easier because it's only 1 mana burst, but this one also gives you 2 extra cards in your hands, more options for you to play. We have as 2 drops, obviously a 2-off of Hired Gun. When she's summoned, you grant the strongest enemy vulnerable. Comes in as a 2/3, pretty good blocker, obviously with good stats, and obviously, you know, giving an enemy vulnerable is always a good thing to potentially trade off in that. We have a 1-off of Unspeakable Horror, which basically really comes into play in the last game that you're gonna see, because we're gonna draw some ridiculous stuff out of that little card right here. You drain 1 from anything, and if you play that at Nightfall means if you played something before that, and then you play this as the 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th card, 6th card, whatever. If you don't play it as the 1st card, basically, as the 2nd or later, you also create a random non-champion Nightfall card in hand. So that can be anything. Can be any Nightfall card. It can be Pale Cascade, obviously. Can be a spell. Can also be a creature. Then we have Vile Feast, a 3-off, obviously, you know, for those pesky aggro matchups. And also, by the way, the thing is, we have to toss Like, we have to have 40 cards in our decks, and we have to toss down to 15. So what we need in the early game, since we don't have many early game options, as you can see, aggro is a huge problem. So what we want, what this deck wants actually, is we want as much heal as possible, and Shadow Isles really helps us with that. This one drains 1, so it heals us for 1, our Nexus for 1, and we also get a Spiderling out of it, which is a 1/1 blocker, which is pretty damn good. We have a 3-off of the Deadbloom Wanderer, which when he comes into play, you toss 3. Comes in at good stat lines, 3/3, and he is also lifesteal, means the damage that this unit deals to another creature, if it blocks, if it attacks, you get 3 healed, or Nexus gets healed for 3 every time this clashes. We have Jaw Hunters, who has a Challenger, 4/1, easily removed, but this one, obviously, you know, with 4 damage, and Challenger is really helpful, obviously, to get rid of, like, high threats. When I'm summoned, create a random sea monster in hand, and we don't run many sea monsters, and the idea behind that is we have Jaw Hunters, and every time you play Jaw Hunters, if you don't accidentally toss it, you get another sea monster in hand anyways, and the problem is when you cluster up a sea monster deck with too many sea monsters, then you have, because, you know, they are super expensive. As you can see, Abyssal Eye is a sea monster, 5 mana. I think that's actually the only sea monster we run. Hold on a second. We have like the Beast Below, which does nothing, but it's 4 mana. Devourer of the Depths, which is the best one, is 6 mana. Shipwreck Hoarder is 7 mana, and Terror of the Tides is 8 mana. So you just have so many cards, so many high cost cards in your deck that don't do anything unless you hit deep, and that is the big problem. That's also, by the way, why Lure of the Depths exists. There are many different archetypes. This one is the one that netted me the most wins. That's why I'm trusting into this one in particular. But we don't run many sea monsters for the particular reason that we can play Jaw Hunters. Jaw Hunters we can play early on. Can get rid of high threats. It can jump block really good, and of course it also nets you a random sea monster anyway, so you know that's 3 free sea monsters if you play it, and also with a good body at the beginning. Slaughterdocks is a landmark that got introduced with 2 patches ago, basically, and this one reads round start toss 1, which helps, by the way, so you basically get 2 less cards every turn. If you are deep, destroy me to summon a random sea monster. Can be pretty much everything from this pool, by the way. It can be a Jaw Hunter, but it can either be a Beast Below, an Abyssal Eye, Devourer of the Depths, Shipwreck Hoarder, Terror of the Tides. Worst one is obviously the Beast Below, because at deep, it's only quote unquote a 7/7, a vanilla 7/7. This one has elusive. This one is also not that good because we don't get the obliterate effect. Shipwreck Hoarder is amazing because we toss 2 and shuffle 2 treasures into our deck. We're gonna come back to that later. And Terror of the Tides is something that I almost get every single time, and that's probably the best one that we can get. Then we have Maokai, which obviously is pretty good with tossing. Each round, the first time you play another ally, you toss 2 additional cards, and you summon a Zapling. And he levels up when your units have died or cards have been tossed 25 times. Obviously, he doesn't have to stick on the board for that, but you toss 2 additional cards every single time you play a creature. So you widen your board and you toss cards in the process, and you get a 2/1 Sapling, which is ephemeral, but also has Challenger, by the way, which is really damn amazing. And if he levels up, you obliterate the enemy deck, leaving 4 non-champions. And at every round start, you don't have to play a creature. At every round start, you summon a Sapling, and he gets buffed up to a 2/5 with regeneration. For that alone, by the way, that guard is a fucking really, really, really hard to deal with. That's why Go Hard, by the way, is actually a really good option against this deck, because you mill cards back in your deck, so Maokai is a little bit worse when you play against decks that run Go Hard. Salvage, I already explained. Toss 2 and draw 2. Abyssal Eye is our, we have a 3-off of that. That is one of our deep sea creatures. Elusive and deep. And that's the thing, when you reach 15 cards, this one gets buffed, or every deep sea creature that has deep, the deep tag, gets buffed for +3/+3. So if you are deep, if you have 15 or less cards in your deck, this one is a 6/6 elusive, and it also has the addition of Nexus Strike, which means if it deals damage to the Nexus, which is kind of likely if it's elusive, then you draw 1 additional card, which obviously helps out. We have Withering Wail. That also helps us out in the early game to get some healing in. Deal 1 to all enemies, heal your Nexus for 3. Obviously, that's pretty good against aggro, and also just to heal us up in the early game. Atrocity is one of our win conditions. Kill an ally to deal damage equal to its power to anything. We're gonna look into that in a little bit, what we want to use this on. We have a 3-off of Devourer of the Depths, which is the absolute best deep card in the entire fucking game. It's a 4/4, and it says play when it comes into play. Obliterate an enemy with less health than me. The thing is, it doesn't trigger off of the Slaughterdocks. If you get a Devourer off of Slaughterdocks, it doesn't count as you playing the card. So you don't get that effect, you just get a 7/7 on the board, but that's also pretty good. Obliterate, by the way, means that completely removed from the game, doesn't cost last breath, and can't be revived, which is fucking amazing. You just completely nullify that card, basically. And if you are deep, this one is a 7/7, so if the enemy has like a 5/6 and doesn't have any buffs, any cards to buff up the HP. If it's a draw, by the way, it doesn't count. If it has less HP than 7/7, if you are deep, then that card is off the board, can't be revived, completely gone. Next one, we have the next champion in the deck, the next hero, and that is Nautilus, the granddaddy, the best card in the game. He comes in at tough, 0 damage, 12 HP if he's not leveled. He's fearsome. And he is tough, and he's amazing. When you level up, copy tossed allies. Tossed allies that cost 4+ into your deck. So what it means, if at the beginning we tossed an Abyssal Eye, we tossed a Devourer, we tossed... Jaw Hunters actually doesn't count. Yeah, 4+ mana. So yeah, if we toss like one of the Abyssal Eyes, one of the Devourer of the Depths, they get shuffled right back into the deck. Which is really damn cool. And when he levels up, by the way... Sea Monster allies cost 4 less, and he is a 13/13, by the way. Sea Monster allies cost 4 less, which means this one costs 1, and this one costs 2. So you can flood the board entirely, literally, when Nautilus leveled up is on the board. And he levels up when you are deep, obviously. And also what is pretty good is you have Nautilus Riptide as a spell, as a signature spell, which also comes into play. Stun an enemy, shuffle that unit into the enemy deck if you have a Nautilus, and obviously shuffle the Nautilus back into your deck. Fast spell, really fucking amazing, really helps out to get rid of high threat values. Obviously it just requires you to have a Nautilus on the board. If you don't run like copies of Riptide, obviously. And then we have a Tool of Vengeance to get rid of like high threats of enemy heroes, for instance. Kill a unit, straightforward. And what we also want to look at, because that is going to be relevant from the Jaw Hunters, because we can get Shipwreck Hoarder, which comes into play in one of the games also, by the way. This one comes in as a 7/5. When he's summoned, summoned, by the way. Not if it comes into play, if it's summoned, so it triggers off of Slaughterdocks. You toss 2, and shuffle 2 treasures into your deck. And the treasures can either be Keelbreaker. If he's tossed, you draw it instead. Deal 5 to all units. Can be a Plateworm Egg. If I'm tossed, draw me instead, again. Summon 3 Vicious Plateworms, which are these things, by the way. And if you are deep, +3/+3. So these things are 8/8 fearsomes. 3 at once, by the way. Or it can be a treasure trove. All of them, by the way, are for good reason slow spells. Create 5 random cards in hand. Can be from any region, can be a spell, can be a creature, can be a hero, I think. They cost 0 and are fleeting. Fleeting just means they are gone once your turn is over. And if it's tossed, draw me instead. So it can be one of those 3 that we summon. Actually 2 of them. Or like it can be a Keelbreaker and a Plateworm Egg, can be 2 Plateworm Egg, can be a treasure trove or a Keelbreaker, you know, that kind of thing. And then we have Terror of the Tides, which we also get from one of the Slaughterdocks, by the way, so I'm just going through them briefly. This one also D +3/+3, which means this one is a 9/8 when you are deep. Other than that, it's a 6/5, which is a pretty good stat line still. Sea Monster allies have fearsome, all of them. And when you attack, give enemies -2, -0 this round. And if everything is fearsome, and they have like creatures that have like 5 attack, you buff them, 4 attack, you buff them down by just attacking with the Sea Monster, and fearsomes can only be blocked by creatures with 3 attack or more. So if they have like a 4 attack creatures, you just attack with Terror of the Tides, -2 means they're down to 2 HP. If you have 2 Terror of the Tides out, even better, then it's like 0 attack. They can't even block the fearsome ones, and you can swing in for lethal. And by the way, Atrocity, obviously we want to use that on Nautilus when he's leveled up. He has a 13/13 and 13 damage straight to the Nexus is going to be pretty good. Atrocious is kill an ally to deal damage equal to its power to anything. So we can just point that either to a creature, or we can point it straight to the Nexus. And if it's like 12 HP less, they have nothing that can actually counter Atrocity, then it's just 13 damage straight to the Nexus. Nautilus dies, but so does the enemy. That is the premise of this entire deck. Deep 3.0, the list from MegaMogwai. We are playing some games. And once again, by the way, remember, the first game, gonna make sure that I don't spoil anything. The first game, by the way, is zoomed in, because I had the wrong setup for my stream. Only the first game is gonna be like that, though. I quickly catch up on that on the second game, and then you know, you get the full picture. The first one is a little bit zoomed in, but it was still a cool game, so that's why I wanted to still share it with you. Actually, I think I'm gonna show that game in the last as the last one. So yeah, hope you enjoy the games, and yeah, obviously in the description, link to my Twitch channel is also on there. I'm gonna try to stream a bit more Legends of Runeterra in the future, and also the video from MegaMogwai where he showcased the deck is also gonna be in the description below. So yeah, have fun with the games, and yeah, hope you enjoy it. Let's go right back in there. We have Demacia, Freljord with Lux. That's a lot to take into consideration right here. Could be Unyielding Spirit, actually. It could be Lux into Unyielding Spirit. Actually gonna keep one Maokai. He could come in handy here. If we can get him on the board, stick him on the board early, and then develop onto him. That would be pretty nice. Not sure if we have to actually care about freezing or worry about freezing. Maybe. You might. You might have some freezing stuff. Or Poros? Yeah, apparently it's Poros. Huh. Yeah, I mean, I can take this beating in the beginning, that's not an issue. Get the Slaughterdocks out. Maokai next. Sounds good. Start the mill procedure. She's come down at 6. He's at 4. Yeah. Who knows? Yeah, let's get some HP back. Poros next. Yeah, Poros next. Eat, I say! Obviously I don't attack, I'm not in complete idiot, at least. Even though that's up for debate. Our hand is really awkward, I gotta say. It's double Devourer, double Deadbloom, double Nautilus. Because one of each is way too mainstream. So we're at 27. 24. 22, actually. Thanks to Maokai. Good mill. We milled Jettisons, though, which is not something that I would necessarily want to see. But I think we're at 22. We mill for 2 with Maokai, mill for 3, mill for 2. We actually are exactly deep at round 7. If I play Deadbloom now. Which I like the idea. Yeah, that mills for 2. Mills for 3 with Deadbloom. So 17, 16, 15 with Slaughterdocks, so we are deep. This thing is a problem, however.
The sun is shining.
We shit too. Puppet. Get some HP. Or do I want to keep them for blocks? Yeah, that sounds better actually. That sucks. Yeah, might as well get another spoder. Again, for blocking purposes. Two out of 6 with Frodemacia. She is actually gonna be gonna get the spark. Wait, what did we mill? Can't see it. We don't get the proc. Cheap.
Courage, soldier.
I've been hiding my light too long.
Okay, so he doesn't have any means to actually grow it. Yeah. At least I don't think he can. Not at fast speed, at least. Or burst. He's gonna attack here. Yep. Get the Brom. Nah, it doesn't get the Brom level up, but almost. Get some HP. Okay. Okay. It's 21 for Maokai. That's alright. What's it? Reduce cost 4 less, so I can actually play Nautilus. No, I can't play Nautilus and Devara. Ooh. Pretty good. Didn't milled an atrocity. It's not as good. Oh. I like the feeling of that. Break their keels. And that's a board wipe. Come on, play one more Poros next. I don't give a shit. Keel breaker. Boom. Get that Braum off the board, man. Get him off the board. Let's go. Hell yeah! What a draw. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Damn. Deep. Never ever am I gonna betray fucking Nautilus. Like, there was a time back in the old days. Actually a couple of weeks ago, where I was like, you know, I played, I think, 3 games of Tom Raka. Was like, goddamn, fuck Nautilus, you know. He used to be my best friends, but then, you know, Tom Kench came around the corner, and I was like, yeah, Tom Kench is just the best thing to play. Like, goddamn, it's so amazing, it's so much fun to play. But yeah, like, the thing is, fucking damn, man. Like, Nautilus still. And also, by the way, huge thanks, obviously. Yeah, okay, I thought the game is not in frame again. But yeah, thanks again, by the way. Great thanks to MegaMogwai's, because that is actually his most recent deep list. So yeah, that's doing a lot of work. So we got another level up here. Yeah, rest of the event shit actually doesn't matter. Okay, let's see if we can solidify our position in Bronze 3 a little bit further. Bilgewater, PNZ. Okay. Not sure what I should think about the hero combination, however, because it's a little bit weird. It's like all over the place. Not sure how many 1-offs, 2-offs, and 3-offs you have of each. Maybe you go in all in with like 3 of Ezreal, 2 of Tahm Kench, 1 of Vi? Maybe? That's a good opener, by the way. We have like 6, we have actually 11 toss right here with a double drag and 1 off of Yedison. Ah, cute.
Give me the stuff. Stuff makes happy.
It sure does. Maybe I should have waited, because I could play. Okay, never mind. Drag Dredges into Unspeakable Horror. Gonna attack. So make it rain Mystic Shots, Thermal Beam, Static Shock, Get Excited, Gotcha. This is what we might encounter here. I actually want the Nightfall from this. So I'm gonna let this go through. Not gonna play anything now. Actually, no, that's just a prank, bro. Get some more stuff in. Could have played it right away, get like 1 damage clean off, but I'm not sure if that's actually necessary. But yeah, I can enable Nightfall now by playing Yedison.
Or you miss me.
Let's do that. Or actually, no, let's wait. Let's wait. Because if I attack now, then... Yeah, I also can't use this Mystic Shot. If I do it now, then I don't get the heal. Alright.
Corruption everywhere.
I know, Maokai. Everything's corrupt. Feels bad, man. You fucking heathen.
I'm sorry.
But he counts towards something dying, so that helps. Still not playing anything. It's a little bit slow for him, isn't it?
Vi stands for vicious.
Ugh. Disgusting.
Here's the fun breeze.
Okay. It's but a flesh wound. Oh, that's a great mill. Everything is coming back with Nautilus. Everything is coming back. And we don't get the Slaughterdocks proc, but we are actually deep. Yeah, but Slaughterdocks procs next turn, which kind of sucks because we can't get the attack now. I cry every time, but I mean, that's just how Mafia works, I guess. Not my proudest mill. He's playing super slow, though. Do I dare? Yeah. Yeah, I do.
No way.
Get the fuck out of here! That's what you get when you don't play Ezreal with Ionia. Adorable. So what do we want to... I would have loved to draw that. What do we want to get here? That's good. That's good. We can attack into it with Vi, kill it off, but I mean we have another Slaughterdocks.
I love adventure.
J. Medarda, the good sir. All right.
Hot shit.
Time to get my hands dirty.
Trouble coming at ya.
Okay.
Get back here.
I mean, I get another deep sea creature, so I don't care that much. Float 2 spell mana and get another Nightfall. He gets a 6 plus card. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. Ooh. We want to play that at nightfall, though. That's for sure. We got the Maokai level up. Oh! Oh! Oh, hell yeah. I mean, yeah, come on. Come on, man. Sure. Let's roll out!
Discover the unknown.
Say what? How the fuck did that happen? Did he did... Oh, it's a bit... I don't get it. Let's play Eclipse Dragon. I mean, everything goes at this point, I guess. Everything goes. I think that's the right play.
Get out of here. Risk reward.
Seems flare. Nautilus, Maokai. Jesus. Ah, that's good. That's good. That's good. Not complaining. Right, alright, alright. Making sure to, if I drop the Maokai, that it doesn't run out of options to play. Makes Senso Beans.
Blood and guts.
Golden Glory. Oh. Oh. I can feel it. Oh, he's gonna draw. He is gonna draw. Come on, man. There he is. Oh, yes. Are we doing it? Or are we dropping one of these? Eh, fuck it. Strong! And then Nautilus, because we kind of desperately need that with 3 cards left, that's for sure. Must be cut away. 3 cards left, that means another Maokai and 2 more Nautilus. Which is kind of ideal. Actually, yeah, that buffed to Shipwreck Hoarder, that kind of sucks. But I mean, I can pull it in with Jawl Hunters. So that's not an issue. Well, never mind, I guess. Both kill it. He's probably gonna, yep, do that. Ugh. Okay. Alright, alright, alright. Oh, there we go. The good boy.
I'm doing this my
Okay, so what we're gonna do, the water rises. We're gonna use the second Maokai, the second Nautilus that we have to anchor smash this. We are back to 7 cards. Jack the winner, that kinda sucks, but she is gone. Boom! Get the fuck out of here!
The doors.
Lock the doors.
You will feast soon enough.
Okay. Adorable. So I guess we win with this? Maybe? Maybe not. Moves that. Now he can block. Not yet. Not just yet. You can use Sleep with the Fishes, however. Drop us down for 2. Let's do it. Pull him under. He has to double block here. We're gonna draw possibly into another Nautilus, so that means another Anchor Smash. That would be pretty good. Or a Maokai. Maokai is also good. Problem is, yeah, if you use Anchor Smash, that thing is gonna be back every single time. Everywhere. But he has no means to actually grow her, which is good.
The seas awaken.
He's down to 2. Can't use Yedison. I mean, I can, but it's not a good idea, obviously. And I can just go face, by the way. Because she can't even block. Oh, well, actually, she can. She can block into Maokai and, yeah, into this. There we go. What you got to say? Nautilus? Maokai?
Life triumphs
Maokai.
for once.
You did good, though. You did good, though. You burned them down. Burn them down! Yeah, I think I shouldn't have... I think the problem was actually attacking with Nautilus, even though I knew that he has some sort of ways to get rid of him. With, like, the Ramfang Wolf into freezing. I knew he had it. I shouldn't have attacked. Should have waited 1 turn and then used Riptide on Ash. I think that would have been a better call. Okay. Bilgewater Targan, so that's gonna be healing. Which shouldn't be too much of an issue, I think. We're just gonna curve out slowly. I have to be a little bit aggressive, though.
It's a big responsibility to shepherd stars.
Oh, you tell me about it. I mean, I recall playing against this the other day. The guy had like a, I don't know, this thing had like 20 attack or something. Just used Riptide at the end, and that kind of was enough to win.
I don't change fate, but I can see
Banking the spell mana here. No need to play Deadbloom Wanderer right away. I mean, yeah, it mills, which is good.
I must inspire where I Right,
Let's go.
that's my job. Shepherding, I mean. Be at peace.
Can't quite kill Soraka with Jawl Hunters. Into Wild Feast, but yeah,
how you spirit.
doesn't quite work.
Go, Osu.
Live with purpose.
I can kill this though before it does any more harm. Doesn't have any mana, so I can basically do whatever the hell I want here. Yeah, that's alright. Kill it before it does any more potential damage and becomes like out of control. We can go for more sea creatures in hand. But I think we're gonna go for the fish market. Mill a bit more, bank 3 spell mana, that's always good. Keep our options open. And then next turn we can drop Deadbloom, probably to heal up a little bit more.
Pablo's been down, but his knee out.
And kill this.
Told your ancestors to protect.
Unless he has like Pale Cascade or something. Which I don't know if he would actually use it on it. Or that. But I mean, it still gives me a blocker. So that's alright. He doesn't have Star Spring out yet. If Tahm Kench comes down, it's gonna be a little bit scary. Soraka I can deal with Vengeance. Same if he puts down another, or if he puts down Tahm Kench.
I told your ancestors to protect.
He attack, he protect. Let's see if he taps under 3. Let me actually pull up the list to my left here for Soraka Tahm Kench. Here he is. Yep. Yeah, Astral Protection is like something that I'm really scared of. It's going wider. I would love to have a frickin' whatchamacallit. No, pull the Spoder. Ah, well, if you're not gonna attack with the Boxtopus, the 1 HP 1. Okay. What would I give to have like Withering Whale here? Or actually, next turn, it's even more spicy then. If you draw into this, it's gonna be a godsend. Yeah, and with Soraka I can actually deal with Vengeance, so that's not a problem at all. Got the Terror of the Tides, which is nice for Shizzle. He could have Hush. How far away are we? 21. So a little bit. If we get an attack in, that's 20, 19, we are at 18. So yeah, I'm just gonna use Jettison and we are gonna be deep. Sounds good.
I will find the goodness in you, River King.
Ah!
Hope only provides temporary
Sustenance. Banking 3 spell mana, this thing is gonna be dead. Because, you know, he probably has, pretty sure he has Astral Projection. Soraka has a problem, yes, but Astral Protection also is a problem if he buffs up Tahm Kench, and then he can actually eat my, my fishes, which I don't want happening. And with this, my friends, deep. What are we gonna get? Oh! Oh! Oh, beautiful. A menu. You will, however, require to be dead. Yes, 3. Still, no, he's dead. He's dead. You're not gonna eat that. You're not gonna be eating that.
Start the round. Ring the flipping bell. Aye, right.
Wait, he's not gonna.
Where are you off to?
I do enjoy prospecting.
Live with purpose.
Okay, he's at 5. Let's pop the spell shield. Actually. Yep. Dungeon rings. And now, my favorite part of this game. All will drown. Echoes from the deep. Do you hear the call? He always member. The sea always members.